Hello, and welcome back to another ASMR video with yours truly. It's a pleasure to be back. I apologise for last week, but we're gonna get straight into what we're here for, which is some good quality ASMR. And in today's video, I have a poem book here that shall hopefully bring us some pretty little poems to make us smile just a little bit more. I have read some of these poems before, and they were very good. So the first poem is called A Universal Truth, and this is a very short but very effective poem. We all have stories inside our star-made bodies that even the night sky cannot build. This is why we are on this earth, to learn how to love each other, to learn how to love and hold ourselves. A universal truth. I'm gonna just randomly see if I can find. Oh my, all of these poems are many pages long. These aren't poems, these are stories. They are meant to be fairy tales as well. I saw one earlier that was good. Let's see if I can find it again. The modern day fairy tale. These days, falling in love is letting your soft, innocent heart get into a car with a dangerous stranger and just praying nothing dreadful happens to it. Oh, and actually, I think that means we're near. Maybe not. I definitely should have. Here we go, okay. This one's called The Moral of Your Story. This is how they lie to us. Love so selflessly that you change the world. The truth is brutal. If you care this way, the world will gut you mercilessly. And harsher still, all of this love you hold is too selfless. Yes, my dear, too selfless exists no matter how much they deny it. You see, you have been taught to give too much without wanting anything back. What no one tells you is that this constant sacrifice is designed to keep you pliant. It is designed to keep you weak, and one day it will devastate you. And what good are you destroyed to anyone, to anything, especially your own truth? Metamorphosis. This locking yourself away when you suffer, it is alchemy in motion. It is you rebuilding your blood, your bones, and the spine you hold. from an abysmal situation. The watching of yourself mend is a violent thing made of dread. It is terrifying, I understand. For you do not know what will emerge from that cocoon, a butterfly or a moth. In absentia, a common curse. Absent fathers still raise daughters. They just raise them to be prey. They raise them to obey. They raise them to wither in front of every man that gives them even an inkling of the love that they never received from their father. Of kings and queens, did you think they did it alone? Built whole armies and conquered thrones, constructed promised lands that would outlive the sun, resurrected prosperity from ash and bone. A family crest is not just a man-made thing, it is also created by generations of women who wield swords through gil and letters. Show me your kings, and I will show you the queens that willed them, that bred them, that taught them to be better. How to save yourself. Understand this first. No one is coming to catch you. That misery belongs to you first, and no one else wants any part in that. Might as well start breaking your way out of your tower. Might as well start tricking the vines to help you. Might as well turn your own hair into a ladder. Turn yourself into a rope and find your way down, down into the aspen grove. The trees have always been your friends. More than tower walls or saviors ever were, if you ask them kindly enough. I'm sure they will receive you happily. If you are lucky, you may even suddenly find your wings instead. You will never know until, like Icarus, you risk the fall. Nothing soft about it. I am still learning how hope is sometimes a dark thing disguised as a bluebird, and how some bluebirds never come back home. Skeletons in the garden. See these fields all littered with decay, with bodies covered in seasons. See this earth all damaged and cold, broken for all of the same bitter reasons. You warned them of the folly, sent letters saying they would never meet their end, yet they would not stop appearing by the armies at dawn over the horizon. They kept sending princes to save you who would never come back, because they could never understand that you had befriended the dragon. The shapeshifter. You think I am made of law and sugar, easy clay for your hands to make your very own happy ending, and I am anything but. Women learn early how to shed whole selves, but still make it look pretty. as if ugly is a crueler destiny than death. What am I trying to tell you is I am used to giving up whole pieces of myself just to survive without even saying goodbye to the girl I used to be. This is what women must do, carve ourselves out of flesh that they tell us is borrowed from men, teach ourselves how they were wrong, how we were stronger without you. This is a little more anti-man than I expected. Like, I kind of agree with it, but there's a point where you just are hating men more than being inclusive. Anyways. Okay. What's in a name? Who's named the sky the sky? Who called the ground? Who whispered to the night, this is who you are now? So what is in a name? You should know, my dear. They gave you one when they cast you in the kiln, bringing you to life from clay. Kissed your still flame-warm lips and brought you to life to wreak tragedy. Did they tell you that you were a weapon and we name weapons too? Names are powerful things. They create destinies and break down kings. They become the stuff of legend and art. A name is a way to truly show what it is in a heart. Things become their names. Turn a string of meaningless letters into the sky or the stars or into darker objects. If only they had named you Mercy instead of Monster. If only they had christened you Charity instead of Conqueror. Question the fairy tale. What if Cinderella had an attitude problem and Snow White just liked the idea of strangers and poisons too much? What if the Little Mermaid always enjoyed human company more than her own kinds, and Sleeping Beauty just liked her solitude more than human touch? What if the only rabbit hole Alice ever fell down was a terrible mistake with an awful substance never discussed as such? What if they locked Wendy away for hallucinating about Neverland and a boy who never grew up? What if fairy tales aren't as innocent as they sound, and even princesses aren't perfect? What if I told you that your damage doesn't define you, and the way you survive is no one else's damned business? These are a little sassy. Oh. Forest person, sounds like. Well, from the title, my kind of vibe. When was the last time you spoke to the trees that are growing inside your mind, the leaves in your sinews? When was the last time you fell in love with the roots they leave inside the base of you? Did you not know that you are where fairies roam, that you are where the spirit bends? You are already simmering secrets sweet to be savoured in silence. Just you and no one else. Soft secrets like you are best kept to yourself. This world will lie to you and tell you that forest inside you does not exist. Do not believe the well-meaning words of people who have not heard the birds inside you take flight. Do not believe the hurtful words of people who would prefer to turn you into a forest fire, reduce you to soot and ash. Do not believe anything except the whispers of the trees. They have never lied to you, and they won't start now. Healing. Sometimes healing is the way you become yourself, a path made of thorns which could lead you to your own incredible destiny. Sometimes healing is how Little Red Riding Hood became the wolf, because every woman has a howl trapped in her chest. Sometimes healing is how Cinderella never gave up on herself, because she knew deep down how to love herself. Sometimes healing is the story of the villainess, who is not a villainess at all, just someone hurting from their trauma and not having a good friend to call. Sometimes healing wears the name of a human when you are stuck in a tower with no other way down but your own long hair. But on most days healing wears your own name, painted in your own blood, messy, hard to tame, but the only way to learn self-love. I read that with the wrong inclination. But on most days, healing wears your own name, painted in your own blood, messy, hard to tame, but the only way to learn self-love. Happily ever after. I was never taught graceful love until I met you and found my heart in sync with yours. You helped me build a happily ever after and made me believe in my own soul's core. Thank you for opening your souls to me, my sisters, when all others were closed doors. Thank you for loving me when I still tasted of heartache and war. And I will leave it with that many poems. This is fierce fairy tales and other stories to stir your soul by Nikita Jill. And if I wasn't using my phone to record this, I would read my poem. You know what? I lie. I can do that right now. Here it is. And this is a poem that I wrote on the 21st of November. It's called I See Now. I see now. It couldn't last. It held us back. Too good to be true, too early to be luck. Spirits of love, spirits of experience. A wall impassable, a veil for sin. I failed you as you failed I. We chose the right path, though done wrongly. The outcome was the same. I feel resolve. But the pain of losing a best friend will never stop stinging. Right. I hope you like that poem. I don't think I've got any other. It's coming up with a big error. So thank you so much for please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see next, of course, what you thought of this video, of course, as well. And don't forget to join the Discord. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. I just kind of randomly post across all of them. I also release music on Spider Music, and you can find some fun music there. And I think that's all of my links. I also have a website, which is just spider.art. And yeah. Sleep well and sweet dreams. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night. Good night.